Testing, testing.
So cool. Yeah, it's working so well.
Oh, good. Yep, so this is going to be your microphone.
Hello. Well, good morning. Perfect. Yeah. I think my welcome might be a little lonely if somebody doesn't get in here. So it's not live yet on the Gather. Well, maybe Maybe do you want to usher people in, maybe a little more aggressively? Glad you got here, Dominic. Glad you got here. You got here last night then? I heard you were on the tarmac, you're a wreck, you know, or saw a wreck. So happy. Oh yeah. How'd that go? Give what? Okay. Are you on TV saying that? That's excellent. I think we're on. Hurry up. So we are just waiting a few minutes for everyone to come in from the lobby. I'm hoping especially the CLASP team will come in. That's right. Judy Pine. Could you tell the CLASP team that we're about to start? Okay, that looks like a few of them. So let's go ahead and get started. Sorry about the slight delay. This will not be typical for the rest of the conference because all of our sessions are going to start promptly on time. I want to welcome you to the 2022 spring meeting of the Society for Linguistic Anthropology. I was actually going to have everyone good? I was going to have my colleague, Bernard Perley, actually give this talk, but unfortunately he got a little caught up on getting out of Canada, but he will be here later today. Bernie, as many of you know, is the new president of the Society for Linguistic Anthropology and a dear friend and colleague. And I look forward to him getting here later in the day and being able to talk to you in person. As you know, this conference has been a very long time coming. Originally scheduled for April 2020, it has since been postponed for reasons we all know. Once, postponed twice, postponed 3 times, but this time I hope is the charm. And as you know, as many of you know, this conference, I guess we can be grateful to the late, great Michael Silverstein for putting this conference on the map and really advocating for a spring conference for the SLA. The AAA seemed to have gotten too big in that we weren't able to find each other sometimes at these conferences. And so Michael, I think in one of those business meetings, maybe in 2014, probably around 2014, stood up and said, we really need our own conference. In 2018, is that right? We had the first of those at Penn when Asif Aga was president of the SLA, and we had a very wonderful committed team of Penn graduate students at that conference working to put that on. And then we turned and started working towards the 2020 conference, which is now the 2022 conference. I'm so pleased to see you all here. What an incredible turnout we have across both tracks of this newly revitalized conference. We have the in-person hybrid track, who I'm speaking to now, and of course the virtual track on Gather. And I think we have some visitors there today as well. To be honest, this has been a very complex undertaking with so many moving parts. So many people have invested so much time and effort into making this conference appear, at least, like a well-oiled machine. And I want to spend the next few minutes taking the time to thank those who have been doing this deeply. I want to start with the AAA with Ed Liebau and Nate Wembold, who I think may be here. Nate, are you here? Nate is here at the conference and has worked with me for the last 4 years to make this happen. I want to thank, of course, the SLA Executive Board, now led by Bernie Perley, Adrienne Lowe as well, who's been really instrumental to this conference. The SLA organizing team, my dear friends, Colleen Cotter, our program chair, Judith Pine, Dominika Baran, who are here in the front row, and the SLA Steering Committee, a group of 40 people from all walks and ways of linguistic anthropology life, who helped us create the theme for this conference back in 2020, and were really contributing to the excitement of the conference. I want to thank our keynote speakers who remained our keynote speakers through thick and thin, Michelle DeGroff, Virginia Zavala, Leticia Cesarino, Q Zhang, the graduate student paper prize winner chosen by the CLASP team, and Angela Reyes. And then our new keynote, our virtual keynote, who many of you had the opportunity to hear yesterday, Crystal Smalls. As you know, late in the game, we had advocacy by the Language and Social Justice Committee about the importance of creating a virtual track for this conference, not just for this conference, but moving into the future in a very different kind of world where we have increasing climate issues, of course, increasing, continued pandemic issues. And so I want to thank this virtual track organizing team, Jenna Barkas-Lichtenstein, Jennifer Delfino, and Josh Babcock for putting together a wonderful program on Gather, which is of course running parallel to what we're doing here in the in-person conference. One of the most special things about this conference, in my view, is that the SLA partnered with a local team of graduate students. In this case, the program called CLASP, at University of Colorado Boulder, which stands for Culture, Language, and Social Practice Program. And I just cannot thank this group enough for the incredibly hard work they've done over the last 3 to 4 years on this conference. I want to particularly name them. Our co-organizers from the clasp side, Velda Koo and Olivia Marisi, our on-site coordinators, Maureen Cossey and Sarah Adams, our class fundraising chairs, who these two raised about $18,000 in support of this conference, and especially in support of fostering a number of graduate student initiatives at this conference, Lizzie Goodrich and Sydney Bittman. Our hybrid tech coordinator, who many of you know, Jacob Henry. Our gather coordinator, who's out there, maybe she's in here now, but oh, here, Maya Stevens. Our book exhibit chairs, please do visit our book exhibit over at the Royal Arch in the Garden Inn. They have a wonderful collection for you of linguistic anthropology books, Andy Ting and Natalie Grothus. Our social media coordinator, Tammy Matthews, our events chair and class paper competition chair, Rebecca Lee, our coordinating consultant, Charles Egan, and of course, I want to thank Two Tigers Production over here, led by Colin Mahoney and Michelle. So I think we need a big round of applause for the class team. And I also want to say, yes, please, if you could stand up. And any undergraduate interns here or volunteers, if you can stand up. So you'll see that they have these fancy black t-shirts with the conference name on them, so you can find them easily. And we have 18 undergraduate interns working here as well, and volunteers from all over the state. And that reminds me, I want to thank our local sponsors. We had 16 departments, schools, and organizations at CU Boulder providing funding and various kinds of support for this conference. And we also had departments across the state providing support, Colorado State University, Metro State University, Denver, Colorado College, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, and various departments at all of these places. I also want to thank those of you who provided to some of our funding opportunities yourselves, including the SLA Support Fund and the SLA Equitable Access Fund, still possible to donate. And I also want to just kind of put in a plug for the Student and Faculty of Color meet and greet tonight at 9:30. Allies welcome at the end of the evening today over in the other Hotel Garden Inn in the cafe. And mostly, and in conclusion, I just want to thank all of you for sticking with us, for making it here today during these very hard times. I think all of us are out of our comfort zone in coming to conferences and in socializing in the way required by conferences, but you managed to get here. We've tried to make things as safe as possible during this brief interim in a pandemic that promises, of course, to affect us all for years to come. But thank you for coming. And with that, I'll say it's both with a great deal of joy and relief that I hereby open the official conference of SLA 2022. So thanks to you all, and the sessions begin in about 15 minutes.
I don't know.